I looked to them, as did Abira, backing Traveler off them. Mom was in the closet, scuffling about till she found a shoebox. Here's the slides you needed, shoving them in my arms. That lion ruined everything. My dad looked to her. It's all right, it was bound to come to light eventually. But how? I asked, holding to the box. Dad spoke up. After you both were taken, another was given to your mom to carry. We were given the name to call him when he was born, and that he was a copy of Az, your brother. I began to trust your mother and love her. Mom interrupted with a smile. And I you. He too smiled, talking once more, but well, things happened that shouldn't have, and she was also carrying one of my children at the same time. I knew the child I put in her had no chance once born or before. If found out, and luckily the doctor told me at the first appointment what had taken place, what was it called again, hun? Dad looked to Mom, who was looking to the boys. Heteropaternal superfecundation, yes, that's it. But back to it, the kind doctor changed the records to a past record of as at that gestation, just changing the dates, but I knew it would only give us so much time. Tell you the truth, I'm not sure why the doctor even was assigned to us. It was not common, or why he helped us to begin with, because of some reason or other. I interrupted. Was his name Furnius? Dad thought a moment, but Mom answered, Yes, that was his name. Why do you ask? I shook my head. He's the only doctor I knew of. I was just wondering. Dad interrupted. Before all this, I was demoted to a lower job, so I had no way of paying their way out. I could barely keep this place, but I was hoping you would find us someday if we still lived here. But back to the boys, I pleaded with the doctor to change the files on the next visit, that there was a miscarriage, and by some miracle he did it. We had to pull a stunt to put a fake death to your mom, so no eyes would be on her, but it was a risk. Your mother had them here. It had to be in silent, so I built a small, soundproof room in the closet. And we had to hide them there all these years through every sickness they had. I worried for all three of them. Luckily, nothing too serious ever arose. Dad, that's gross stuff. Total turmoil-y tornadoes. The one that looked like Az spoke out, the other nodding in agreement. My father looked to them. You two go to your papers while we finish talking. The boys stood, going off to the living room couch, pulling out some paper to work with. I hadn't noticed on my few last visits, but the curtains was always drawn. The TV gone, was it because of the cameras? I looked to them, sitting so still, working on their work, taking a single pencil, sharing it back and forth between them. What are their names? Sheriff is the one with the brown hair, and Cheval the blonde. Fine-heard names, those of a stallion upbringing. My hope was one day to be able to afford their release. Perhaps my brother would understand who they were. But everything began to fall apart a few years ago. I had hoped with Haralt's gone that they could be allowed out, but then came the copycatchers. Copycatchers, I questioned. Abira looked to my father. I have dealt with them as well. They are not easy to avoid, and once on a target, they sink together till the target is gone. Traveler spoke up, showing his teeth. Or they're destroyed first. Dad nodded as I asked, I've never heard of them, but how would they know? Isn't Sheriff not a copy? He could go about, couldn't he? Dad shook his head. The copycatcher are a group of people that's been growing more so lately. They have files they've memorized, the main copy's looks. They don't see them as human, bad as Haralt's, if not more. So, in some ways, as for Sheriff leaving without his brother, he refuses. If he would have went to the herd, he would have great makings. But he will not go without his brother. And if he were to go out in the way the world is now, he would not have a chance to grow in an honorable way with too many questions asked of him. I wish I could say they would be safe in the herd, but Cheval would be known for what he is, and word may get back to the copycatchers. Abira looked to Marshall. I am a past king in a kingdom that welcomes those that are honorable. I have taken in many. Your son would fit in well there. I would take both boys so they wouldn't be separated. You both are welcome as well to join them. Mom looked to Dad. No more hiding? Dad looked to Abira. How long are you staying about? I need time to think on it. Going there would be not without its troubles. Could Cheval be seen as the individual that he is, or be mudded in as a group? So many copies in one area must have been great efforts by the catchers? I looked to my father. I had never seen such worry in his eyes as I spoke again. Dad, I've been there. Everyone is of their own. They are each different, even looks are as they wish them. I think you and Mom would like it there. Abira spoke again. You are not wrong. We have had our attacks, but our walls are strong, and in time they would be given lions for extra protection. Lions! Mom gasped, then looking to Traveler. Sorry, no offense. Traveler chuckled. None taken, my lady. Abira interrupted. I plan to stay for at least a month or so before traveling back to my kingdom. I still feel there is a chance that Colt may wish to take his place as king, but if he decides otherwise, I shall go back as king, and life will be as it was. I looked to Abira. He had tears in his eyes. Perhaps all of this was just too much at once to think on for him, thinking of going back alone. Dad nodded again. So Colt would be a king as well. Mom looked to me in a whisper. That's why we can't visit you much or our grandchildren. If I was seen not dead by someone that knew me, the boys would be in danger. It would be nice to see you more. I looked to her. I understand. I looked to Dad. Do you have something against Colt? Abira, and I was looking to my father. I cannot lie. I have a bitterness to him. Why, Dad? My dad looked me dead in the eyes. Many things. He took my little girl's hand that I could not give to him. He is not of a stallion born just a playing piece of my brother. I should have been stallion by right, my children the next, not him. I wanted the best for my girl, but what gets me the most is that he is too perfected. I can't find a flaw in him, and this irritates me. I smiled slightly. So you're upset that he is too perfect? I knew what he meant, but I still had to hold in a giggle. Well, first off, Dad, we didn't know if you were still alive or not. He would have had you marry us. Otherwise, as for not being of a stallion, he may not have been Uncle Marshall's by blood, but was raised as his in every way. If you would have been stallion, then it wouldn't have been me, or as by your side, or Mom. And if he was a stallion born, you must remember, neither am I Dad. He may not be stallion born, but he was born of a king. And I can promise you, if you got to know Colt, you would see Colt is not perfect in every way, if you just give him a chance. Dad let out a huff as the boys walked over. We finished the papers, Dad. Good boys, now go play for a bit in your room. The boys went back to the closet without complaint, as my dad took the papers, burning them to ash in the sink, with flushing them down the drain with water. Abira spoke softly. It must have been so hard to see yourself as a future stallion, just for it all to be given to your barren brother, then having to keep up a ruse of it all. Dad cleared his throat, the water still running. I will try to get to know that Colt of yours, he huffed out, turning the sink off. I looked to them. Well, we best go back. It's getting late, and we really did need these slides to get back to the one who needed them soon as possible. Mom nodded as they walked us toward the door. I hugged them both for the first time since the theme park days. I will have someone of trust to come fix the closet. Dad spoke up. No, I'll handle it as I have before. No one is to come here, understand, Vida? At least let me up your food rations. No, nothing different, understand? All right, I knew he just wanted to protect his boys as he knew how to. So we left. As we came, the door barred behind us with more to think on. We left in silence all the way back to the herd. Kyut,